Yay!
Hello. Uh,
Hello, world.
welcome everyone to the Yowie Shelf. Grab a seat and relax. We are live talking about our fanfic guilty pleasures.
Woo.
Uh, an episode that I felt like was a long time coming, even though Corolla has not read fanfic in a while.
Yeah, I
Which
probably. It's like I probably haven't read fanfic longer than a lot of fanfic writers have been alive, but
I don't think that that's like inherently super negative. It definitely like it's a thing. It's a whole ass thing. Okay. Amanda PR moment at the top of the show, guys. We are aware that the world is on fire.
yeah,
While I don't think that this will be a concern for our audience, I'm also aware that this goes out into the wide world of the internet. We are not ignorant to the world being on fire. However, we are at our core a show about fictional men touching each other's dicks. We are
and
not
then
political
some.
scientists, and then some. We are not political scientists, nor are we politicians and/or dignitaries. It is not always our role to comment on these things. I know a lot of people look to the media that they, are watching and hoping for a response. The response is it's bad and we don't
Yeah,
like it.
no.
Uh, so again, while I don't think that any of y'all are going to like hold us to a standard of like, I demand that you stop doing life because the world is on fire. Uh, no, no, and we hope that as the world is on fire, that this can help you guys feel a little bit of normalcy. Corolla, do you have anything to add to that sentiment?
I mean, I think it's important to acknowledge that it is possible to both be aware of what's going on and
Mm-hmm.
empathizing with what people are
Mm-hmm.
going through, and then also, knowing when to take a break and step away from the news a little bit and do some self-care. And that's what we're doing
Mm-hmm.
here, because like all I do is watch
Mm-hmm.
the news. Like we are right next door to Russia. It's
Mm-hmm.
you know sometimes you need some fictional men touching dicks just to get away a
Absolutely.
little bit. Yeah.
Absolutely. In the light of fictional men touching dicks, I had a lot of fun talking about fanfic with you.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun talking about fanfic with you. I also had a lot of fun mutually judging each other.
Yeah, that was
And I
we
think like
judge in
over things I
friendship. It's
wasn't
yeah.
like over things that I wasn't expecting. It's
I mean,
like,
I went a
oh,
little crazy there at the end, but it's all
I
good.
think I think we both did, honestly.
Yeah. Those
Also
two last
apparently,
points were like,
yeah. Also apparently we did not look or sound super tired until the very end where everything devolved into chaos.
woo. I mean, good
I also
job.
intentionally went out of my way to get a smaller water bottle.
Good job. One that
That
isn't
one, that one
as
was so obscene.
so obscene. Even
I
for
feel
us,
like
that's like
I need to blur that video now.
like
That water bottle.
if we're gonna get a YouTube strike, like that's why.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
gonna be
it's
that water bottle. That
it's not any of the actual content. It's that obscene
no,
bottle of
it's
yours
that
that just,
that bottle was so
oh my god.
obscene.
Yeah, and you
So
kept doing
obscene.
things to it.
I'm sorry, I was thirsty. Got a new job working at a deli. Like went on autopilot. Need to double check if I'm watching both of you on Twitter. Oh man, I hope that you are. Just know the bird watching goes both ways. Also, congrats on the new job. I'm very
Yeah,
proud of you.
congrats. Yay.
That's one of my favorite like dumb things. Is like remember, bird watching goes both ways. So just anytime you're watching birds, they're also watching you. What about Yashiro? Anyways,
Don't say that to me. I'm afraid of birds.
what?
I mean, no, okay, I am incredibly afraid of seagulls, and if you lived here, you would
Oh well,
understand why, but it's just kind of developed into this thing where I'm afraid of birds. Like larger
cackles and
birds. Yeah.
cackles and Texan. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
everyone technically is afraid of seagulls.
Also, who
Um,
isn't afraid of turkeys? Because honestly,
they're
they're
very
massive
dumb,
and terrifying. I don't like them.
but they're very stupid
I'm sure they are, but
and delicious.
yeah, they are delicious, but they do look like they could eat a small child.
No, but they will fight mailmen here in the U.S.
Yeah. Mailman. Oh, mailman. What? I'm just like, what? Listen, I've had a long day, okay? Well, you just got up. It's early in the day for you. I have been awake for a long ass time. Shut up. I'm being bullied.
Yes, you are.
Why?
Because I can't.
Oh
Men
god.
who deliver, men and women who deliver the post.
Yeah, because it sounded like you said male men, and I was like, wait a minute. Thank you, thank you. I feel seen. This is this is not me. This is on your terrible communication skills. This is all
I
you.
said the word.
Shh. Shh.
Oh my god, I'm actually crying.
No.
I needed that laugh.
This is
Oh,
great. We're
this
six
is
minutes in
great.
and you're dead. Oh, that's promising.
Turkeys, swans, geese, they're all mean as hell. Did you know that swans and geese are oftentimes in homosexual relationships
Yeah,
because they're not sexually dimorphic and they can't tell each other apart?
I didn't know it's because they can't tell each other apart.
Yeah, they're just dumb and they're like, "Oh, you're another dude, cool."
I also know that, because swans are monogamous and they stay. Actually, they're not monogamous, but they stay in the same couple for life. But then sometimes the female swan will have
Hmm.
a younger lover and he'll just kind of tag along and they're like a throuple swimming around, except, she's the only one getting it on with him.
True. This is also same with penguins. I would
Yeah.
love like a swan thruple. That sounds really nice. We're not talking about fictional men. We're talking about actual birds.
I am sure there are some BLs.
So
Actually,
there
I
is
feel like.
actually, I don't remember who the mangaka was. I was just thinking about this because I'm doing another stream. I'm a whore. Where we're playing through Hatoful Boyfriend,
Yes!
and I was thinking like, there's a BL that's like a bird school. There is one. I think,
Yeah.
isn't it a side story to Private Tutor?
Is it?
I think
I
it
can't
is.
remember.
I want to say I think it's a side story to Private Tutor. I'm almost sure that it is, but it's like it's
Wait.
Hatoful Boyfriend, but without like actual like pigeons. They're just like little bird boys, and it's really cute and adorable. Like I remember it being like super cute, and it's like, why isn't this serialized? I am almost certain that it's at the end of
Let's.
Private Tutor. Or I'm insane. I don't know. I don't know what human existence is anymore.
I don't know.
It also feels like one of those things that, like, is this a fever dream or is this BL?
Yeah, I know. And I am so sure that I have read something at some point that had something to do with a swan, and I cannot remember. Like,
I'm gonna go. I need to check my manga, but I'm pretty sure because I do remember like the little like bird school, and like everyone makes fun of the little sparrow because he's just like tiny and like he has a lot of moxie, but everyone makes fun of him.
I actually have, I mean, I haven't published it anywhere, but I actually have a story about like these wannabe gangsters. Like, when you're a teenager and you want to be a gangster, and they all have like nicknames that are based on bird names. And I do have a sparrow. He's the main character. He's the sweetest. One day I will publish this, but I actually hate it at the moment, but I'm working on it. uh,
I like birds too much, but Hatoful Boyfriend, whatever
yeah.
drugs that were on to make that game, I would like some.
I really need to play it. I haven't played it yet, but I
You
it's
can
on my
watch me
list.
stream it
Ooh.
with a friend of mine, and it's so much. It's so much. But fun
Yeah.
fact, I really like birds. I was able to name a couple of the birds because in another future I would be a fancy pigeon breeder.
Of course you would.
I would be a breeder of fancy pigeons. I already have two of my favorite breeds. Uh, but like in a world where I wasn't, an anime and manga communication influencer and whore, I would I would be a fancy pigeon breeder.
I
What
wonder if
else
you'd be
am I?
like. I wonder if you'd be like, because in my head, there's like roughly there are two sides to the pigeon scale, and it's like either you're the sad woman from Home Alone 2 that always makes you cry, the woman with the pigeons,
Yes.
or
Yes.
you're that guy
Or
from John Wick.
I
It's
think
like,
I'm the guy from John Wick.
yeah, I also think you're the guy from John
I
Wick.
think I'm the guy from John Wick. Or like whatever's in between those. Because of course I think it's always a little bit sad if you're just like with a bunch of pigeons. Like even
But
if they're cool and even if you love them, it's always going to be a little bit sad.
yeah, I do love pigeons though. I don't. They get so much hate, and I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, they're actually like really, really smart. They were taught to drop weapons during the war.
I like pigeons,
Yeah, we're not talking about boys. Sorry, guys.
but it was related to the
Was it? It was. We
pigeon
did segue.
boyfriend.
It was. Oh, pigeon boyfriends. Okay, so there are probably some things on that list that you guys were like, hey, I'm shocked that any of you like this. There also may have been some things on this list that you were like, have either of you tried therapy? Which the answer is yes.
Yes, multiple times. I
Multiple
did not.
times.
I did not discuss the twin cyst with my therapist. No, but
I don't think my therapist knows about the impreg.
oh my god.
I hope he never finds out.
It's like, okay, I had a therapist once who obviously wasn't very savvy in like pop culture and
Mm-hmm.
nerd culture, and I had an
Mm-hmm.
appointment on Towel Day, right? On May 25th. So I came in with a towel draped around my shoulders as one does,
Mm-hmm.
and he was
As one
like,
does.
"There's a towel around your neck." And he looked at me like I was insane, and I was like, "Listen, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, this is not a crazy thing. This is a nerd thing." And he looked at me and I felt so judged. So no, I would not tell him about, things like male preg or any of these other things that we were discussing in that episode, because that man had no imagination and no sense of humor.
My therapist is a very, very old, like Caribbean dad. So I feel like if I just like told him about any of this stuff, he'd just be like, "Oh no,
Hmm.
oh no." Like I would rather take judgment than like actual disappointment and concern.
It like sips coffee judgmentally.
Yeah, I can handle that all day and night. To be judged implies that I have shame, which I sold to Satan at 14.
Yeah.
But like to just feel like an old Caribbean dad, just be like, "Oh, so that's what interests you." Like that hurts 50 times more than just it's like, so that's what you're reading. It's like
Oh dear.
you don't need to read about the fanfic that I've read 3 times now about trans Dobby getting dicked down by Overhaul.
Is that the one with the magical trans prostate?
No, that was
Oh.
trans Overhaul getting dicked down by Dobby.
Oh my god. Okay. Are you okay?
No,
What?
no.
I love this. Like everything you're like, I do not like this series, and then everything you read is like Dobby and Overhaul. That is
It's
exclusively.
no, it's honestly it's Hawks and Dobby. It's Dobby Hawks and then Dobby Overhaul. And I still don't think I do because I've watched recent episodes and I caught up with the manga and I still think this shit is dumb. But then Dobby appears and I'm like, look at my boy.
Well,
Look at my boy. Yes.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, it is like that, you know.
Like I
Like
still I
it's fine.
fundamentally yeah, I fundamentally believe if I was 10 years younger, this would be the greatest show God ever made. And if Naruto never existed. But unfortunately, Naruto existed and does still exist, which means that I have very little care for green Sasuke and blonde Naruto.
Listen, yes. What is
But
happening?
I would also like to know what is happening. But I have a lot of concerns about everyone's dicks in that show because there is a
Yeah,
lot of gay shit. There's the
yeah.
gay is out the windows. Like it's just like oozing out the windows. There is so much gay in that series that like I feel like needs to be explored.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I know. Also, there's more incest.
In really,
Yeah,
I'm not caught up with the manga, so I don't want to be spoiled here. Just
you
because.
won't.
Okay.
But
Tell me
yeah,
more,
there's
because you know
yeah.
clearly.
I listen. Totocest is a thing.
Of course it is.
Totocest is a thing.
Of course it
And
is.
while I may not approve, I will also watch disrespectfully.
Of course you will. You can't
So,
help it. You're just a Fujin.
oh my god, my coworkers got me to full on cackle yesterday, telling a story about how this one guy said he was a power bottom, not knowing that it was. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, you poor sweet summer child.
Oh dear.
I love when that happens. I
Oh
love when
my
like
god.
straights try to use terms like that, and it's like, is that what it means? It's
Did
like
you
no,
really mean?
because
Yeah.
I don't think that you know what that means. Bless him, bless him. As long as he was in safe company. Now, if he was like out or something like that, like at an event, I think you just have
Yeah.
to let that one get carried away. Unfortunately, that's just how natural
But
selection works.
but I mean, maybe you'll find something new to enjoy, Like sometimes happy little accidents happen and
What in the
sometimes
toxic Fujin?
what? I'm just saying.
Sometimes happy. Oh, you fall onto some guy's dick and you
It
discover you really like
it's
bottoming.
happened.
You fall
Um
entirely nude and prepped onto some guy's cock. Is that
That's
what?
not exactly how I pictured it. No, it was more
Okay.
like, what if you meet the man of your dreams, but you didn't know, and then you say something you didn't mean, and then he's like, okay, let me show you, baby. And then, ease you into it. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Happy accidents.
Knowing nothing about that gay skateboarding show, I feel like that's what that skateboarding show is with the guy that everyone says I would like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that am I wrong?
I could see that. I could see it happening.
Because everyone points at one character and is like, you would like him. And I'm
Is
like,
it Adam?
yes.
Yeah. I
Everyone
love
points at
Adam.
him and is like, you would like him. And I'm
But
like,
he's insane. The only thing that would make this guy any better is if he was voiced by Mamoru Miyano. Like, when he first appeared, I was so sure that that was going to be his Seiyu, and it wasn't. And I was like, how is this guy so much like a Mamoru character without being voiced by Mamoru? He is amazing, he's insane, and I love him. Like, this guy, send help. But I love him.
also, please pay no attention to the lotion that was just outside of frame.
Lotion at the Yaoi shelf. Hmm.
It's sea salt therapy and it
Oh.
smells like mint. Product. Cat?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. It was funny because he said something about his girlfriend, and the guy's, oh, wait, now I'm more confused. Wait. Did he actually know what he was talking about and he just, like, gets pegged to death? Which I fully support. More men should be pegged.
Not necessarily to death.
Death by dragon fucking.
Oh my god. Here we are. Here we go.
That wasn't a fan fiction! I brought it back!
Good. Okay.
Okay. Should we go over the last 5 fic that I read?
Yeah, sure.
Will that help the show? What in the 1990s is in your hair right now?
I
Ma'am.
don't know.
Ma'am, what in the 1990s is in your hair at this exact moment?
It is not behaving. That's what it is.
Okay, so we have one for Overhaul and Dobby. Dobby Hawks. Dobby Hawks.
I'm shocked.
More Overhaul and Dobby. Has it all been Dobby Hawks or Overhaul and Dobby?
Of course. What? And and these are what, like from the last week or?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, and there's a trans preg Dobby Hawks. Yes. Yes.
Yay! I didn't see that coming. That is completely new to me.
You know what? I'm not mad at it. No, dude didn't know what the term was. The guy said it was a joke and he agreed. Okay, well, bless
So
him.
it's one of those cases where you're like, I don't know what this means, but I want to be cool, so I'm just gonna play along, nod and smile.
You know
And
what? There is
then
one that might throw people. I started reading Kingsman fanfic, and I really, really love Kingsman. I didn't think that you could really make that series gay. You can make it gay, and
you
one
can
of the
make
fics
anything
full on.
gay.
One of the fics did fully make me cry.
Oh,
One of the kings, like I like ugly crying, like in bed, just like ugly crying for Kingsman.
well,
And I should have minded the tags. I was irresponsible. I did not mind the tags, and I had a feeling that it would trigger me. Turns out it did, and I was just left like a mess, crying in my bed
I don't think
over
I've
fictional men.
I don't think I've ever cried reading fanfic.
I definitely have cried reading fanfic. I've cried writing fanfic.
I think maybe I have. I did
Sansa?
write a death fic once. Yeah, he's climbing around.
I just saw Tail, and I was like, what the hell? Kitty!
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't write a lot of death fics. This is a weird phenomenon that you might be able to understand. Do you ever feel like super out of body when you're writing and it's like just like your character takes over and it's
I
like that weird thing where like it's in that really really bad Suicide Squad movie where like your hand gets turned over and it's someone else.
I can't even remember that happening. But yeah, I like, I never really assuming that I'm actually writing. Like if I'm struggling to write, what it actually means is that I am too exhausted and I have
Mm-hmm.
executive dysfunction and I just can't do anything. But like if I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually writing, I almost feel like I'm cheating because it isn't really something that I put an effort into because I just sit down and then it just flows and the characters are just,
Mm-hmm.
they're just doing whatever. They're controlling everything. So absolutely.
Yeah, so I had that happen and I wrote a scene that disturbed me so much that I started crying and I was like, what the fuck? What did where did this come from? Like like
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this. This isn't even one of my kinks. What the fuck is going on? And I went back and I rewrote it and it's like I don't know what's happening and I don't like this. So I got
Well,
disturbed by my own work.
it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I only do that. I only cry when I write people dying and when I when I was killing off one of my characters. Everyone knew that it was coming. Everyone knew that this was going to happen, but it was just like I was sitting here writing that scene and I'd prepared to write it for so long. And I was
Mm-hmm.
sitting here, playing like the saddest ex Japan ballads while like sobbing my eyes out. And my grandma came in and she was like, "Oh, he's dead, isn't he?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I finally did it." And she was like, "Oh my God, you're a mess." It was
I've cried
horrible.
I've cried while role playing, which is weird. Because like me and my partner just get like really into it and like we built these characters from scratch and it's just like
Yeah.
our
You get
baby.
really, really attached to them.
It's like our baby is about to go get hurt and it's sad and why did we make them argue? It's like why like
Yeah.
we'll message each other when it's done. It's like why did we make them fight? That was awful.
Yeah.
Because it's just
Oh
like our
no.
babies. That was a fan. This is a fan. It's like why did our babies fight? Why did we make them do that? And they're just dumb and kissing and trying to make up, and it's just like our poor dumb children. But yeah, I had a lot of fun talking about fic and fanfic. So if you guys have any questions for us, please let us know in ye old chat, which is I don't know where it is. Listen,
It's
I'm tired.
that way for me.
Sure, it's this way. I don't know where anything is. It's been a long weekend. Uh, but yeah. Oh, so that Kingsman fic. You've never seen Kingsman: The Secret Service? Okay.
No.
So yeah, it ended up being a fic that like really made me sad, and like to me, that's really really strong writing. Is that like I knew it was going to on the right of the screen. Thank you, wherever the fuck right is. I still have to do like the this sometimes. Be like, oh, the L means left. I have spatial awareness problems.
It's
I
okay.
tested. I tested for autism actually, which was a fun aspect of my childhood. My aunt said I had autism. Fun fact: I'm just an asshole.
Yeah.
That was a very very fun part of childhood when my aunts were trying to find any rationalization to why I was a dick. That wasn't just Amanda's a dick at
But
first,
then,
but then
but then,
it turns
turns
out I
out,
was just a
yeah.
jerk all along. But yeah, oh my god, they thought it was that I had autism. That's not true. Uh, and then they thought it was because I was a sociopath. It's like, oh, she's a sociopath. High functioning autistic. See, and I fully respect that. I do not test at all for autism spectrum. I'm literally just I'm just a jerk. I'm just a not nice person all the time. And then I thought I was a sociopath until my therapist is like, she regularly cries over fictional characters. She just doesn't like you. Like, she's not a sociopath. She just doesn't like who you are. Um, but yeah, that Kingsman fic destroyed me, which brings us to a point that we've made in our Patreon episode and we'll make here. It cost absolutely nothing to thank a fanfic writer.
Absolutely not.
It costs absolutely nothing to retweet a fic, to comment, to say that you really liked something, and to just overall not be a jerk. Some people do take actual valid criticism. Some people don't. Okay, so this is an argument that I'd love to have with you. I got into a fight on Twitter.
Of course you
Common
did.
words. Shut up. words that will go. Words that will go on my headstone. Amanda got into a fight on Twitter.
Is that how you die?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But there was a fanfic writer who was like, "Oh, I don't write fanfic for anyone to comment on what I do. I do it for free. I produce this stuff for free, so no one else should have anything to say." And it's like, so then why don't you just like keep this in a Google Doc and jerk yourself off? Like, what do you mean you don't do this for anyone to comment? Why are you sharing it then if you want it to just be like a museum painting?
Like why would you not? Like I get if you're like you don't want anyone to like pick it apart and unsolicited criticism, but like if you don't want any comments,
But
what?
even like unsolicited criticism to me feels like such a weird term because like I understand unsolicited criticism, but like to me that's very subjective. Like sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I don't know what a position is. Sometimes these characters aren't even in the same room. Like that's up to me to decide what's solicited and what isn't solicited. Now, I've had plenty of unhelpful, unwashed men try to tell me, oh, you didn't write being black right. Like, yeah, that's unsolicited and not helpful. But, like, if I'm actually, like, incorrect or something isn't clear to you, say it. And maybe, you know what, I missed something. Because, like most writers, I guarantee you, this was written in a fever dream. And I have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just wrong. And it helps to be told, hey, you're wrong. Or I guess it's how questions are framed. Like, if
Yeah.
my characterization is off, just say, hey, I think this is a little off. Or can you explain why you made this decision? But to just entirely say that, like, I don't want any critique on this, it's like, then why are you publishing? Then just keep this in a share doc with you and your friends so you can all just compliment each other. That's totally valid and is a thing, and I've done that. But like, then don't go to AO3 because AO3 is full of nothing but judgmental people. With love.
I trust you.
Are you okay?
Yeah. 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 I'm fine. I mean, I'm being eaten, but otherwise.
Both hosts are doing their best here. But yeah, let's see. True. No one complains at unsolicited praise on their published. True. Like, please praise me more on
Yeah.
my fanfic. I worked very hard. I worked so hard.
It's just it's so sad because you know there's so much that goes into writing and like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I think I've said this before, but I think that we are living in an incredibly like interesting time where it's like maybe it's just because I'm not really in the fanfic sphere anymore and I keep seeing this, but it's like every time there's like like a writing meme or like a, ask me anything writer edition or whatever, it always
Hmm.
says fanfic writer, like it. And I almost feel like excluded because like I don't belong here because I haven't written fic in 7,000 years, right? But there is so much focus on fanfic writing and fan fiction, and yet we still have the same issues where it's like, oh, but you don't bother actually leaving kudos or leaving
Hmm.
feedback. And I think it's so
Hmm.
sad because I feel like we've come to a point where I feel like fanfic writers in many ways are a lot more appreciated in fandoms
Hmm.
than they used to be because it's not all about
Hmm.
fan art, but then we still don't have any feedback, and it's like, listen, someone wrote this for you. Someone took their time to do this, juggling their job and full-time
Hmm.
studies, and wrote this, and you enjoyed it. Why don't you let them know? Like it
Right.
costs
And
nothing.
like, right. And I think, and maybe this is generational. I know I sound like a fucking boomer, but like, I noticed that, like, just like with panels in general, that, like, I don't get questions the way that I used to, which to me blows my mind because, and I'm by no means conflating my ego. I'm just using this as an example. Girl, if you were to go outside right now and, you know, one of your favorite authors was hosting like an intimate night where you could ask them anything. Your favorite author, alive or dead, whatever, if you use time magic and they're alive now. And like at your local bookstore, they're hosting like a small salon
Okay.
and you can just go ask them anything. Are you going to sit there and just vibe?
I mean, I am Norwegian, so there is that part that is like, no, I probably would. I tend to be that one person in the audience who does ask questions because nobody else does, and I'll be like,
Yes.
oh, okay, no one else is gonna do it. I guess I'll. But yeah.
But like I've noticed that as a panelist where it's like, again, I'm by no means saying that I'm great, but like you have a moment with someone who is an expert. I'm using deep, deep question, quotation marks. Ask them, think you have their rapt attention. This is why we're here. If I wanted to just circle jerk and talk about how great I am, I would call my best friend, and then he'd make fun of me later. Which is how friendship works.
Yeah.
Is I get to say how great I am for 20 minutes, and then he's like, "Are you done, you fucking narcissist?" And it's
Yeah.
like, "Yes."
But then also, you have, because it's either that or it's like you just lay in a puddle and you're just like, why am I so terrible at this and nobody cares about me and I have zero confidence. That's me. It's like either I'm the greatest or I'm just
Also
like,
me.
no, no, trash.
Yes, it's either I'm the most trash and I don't know why anyone likes me, or
Yeah.
I am God's gift to humanity.
Yeah, and
Praise me, mortals.
it's like
There is no in
reading
between.
reading your own writing and it's like, how can anyone enjoy, what is this? Just let me
Yeah,
die. Yeah.
right. Like I've published this. People can see this filth, and for some reason they think it's good. Like I feel like honestly writing fan fiction is feeling like you are serving someone just like a pile of trash. Like it's actually like a fully like it's a decently cooked meal, but like you just feel like you're serving them like a pile of trash, and it's just like, I'm sorry, this is not even fit for raccoons.
But we enjoy trash. We are raccoons, like all of us.
We are raccoons.
Yeah.
It's like, if Patricia Cornwell, I've been reading her books since I was 12. She'd probably ask about my mom. Accurate. Accurate. I'm trying to think of like who my favorite writer is. My favorite writer is a dead Frenchman, so I think he'd just be racist and concerned about why I have rights.
Probably.
It's like, who let that speak?
Oh my god.
That's like, oh my god, that's one of my favorite like unique experiences of like being like of African descent, is when people are like, if you could time travel anywhere, where would you go? It's like, nowhere.
I wouldn't. Yeah,
Nowhere.
no.
Everyone's racist. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I guess like to the 70s maybe? That seemed pretty chill. No, there was drugs. Never mind.
Yeah,
Love,
I
oh my
mean
god,
your
love
options
that.
are limited. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that so much. Whenever like, if you could go back in time, where would you
No.
go? It's like, nowhere. I'm good. I mean, I'm not even really good here either. So like, I guess space.
What if
Does
you went,
space have racists?
could you go to the future and maybe like a better. I mean, not that that's gonna, because the world's ending, but like
Yeah.
in the
Like
fear.
the few years before the sun explodes and everything's just really chill because everyone's dying.
Yeah, where
Yeah, that
everyone's
sounds.
just in this kind of sedate, oh fuck it state, like
Yeah,
yeah.
like right before the sun explodes and like everyone's dying and like we've all given up on like commerce and shit because like imminent sun death. Yeah, that might be nice. That might be nice.
Oh my god.
Existential crises here on the Yowie Shelf today. This is what happens when you notice those questions. This is what happens. We get existential and crazy. Also, that happens a lot with like OCs and stuff like that, where it's like, if you've dropped into your favorite anime, like me personally, no, I'm dying and trying to get out. Because for me, like that question almost, oh my god, that question was always like Inuyasha, because I used to love Inuyasha. I still kind of do. I cannot recommend it as a series. As a series, it is trash.
I feel like, yeah, no, I don't want to live in a Naruto universe. Like, I don't think I do very well. Like, I know I'd be an
Yeah,
awful ninja. Like, what would I be then? A civilian? Like, there's no point. Like,
right. Oh my god, or like, I think someone had the audacity, as I like that with Full Metal Alchemist, like, oh, you mean not World War II Germany, Germany? That sounds excellent. Yeah, let's go
yeah,
there.
let's go. No.
That sounds like a wonderful prospect for mouthy brown me.
Yeah.
Also, just like the very humbling experience. Like, oh no, not like an OC that you've crafted. You go into that world. How are you faring? And it's like, not well.
I mean, I'm already doing relatively poorly in this world, and you want to send me to some, you know,
You think that I can be a soul reaper with Ichigo? Fuck that shit.
I don't want to go to some world where I am, somehow responsible for stopping a war or saving the world or even, even if I went to my favorite like, um what do you even call it? Like, like just like a slice of life shoujo type
Oh, like a
series.
non-battle anime?
Yeah. I mean, okay, then I just have to keep going to high school. I don't know, dude.
I was fairly chill in high school. I'm
I
kidding.
mean,
I was a monster. I was like, I
I
don't know how I
enjoyed
had the audacity.
I will say this, like I enjoyed my teen years. I'm one of the few people who actually had a blast as a teenager. Like I had a really
I
good group of friends
enjoyed
and everything was
I
good.
enjoyed a couple of them. Yeah, I enjoyed a couple of my teen years.
Yeah, but I also remember like at least in like the years in the middle there, like say between 15 and like 14 and 17,
Mm-hmm.
the only things I remember doing on weekdays is like I studied for tests and I slept. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, I kind of don't want to go back to that. I mean, I did consume a lot of fanfic, so I guess that's at least I did that. But yeah, I was very, very tired. And I also was really
Yes,
sick at the time,
I
mentally
was.
and physically. So I was like, you know
Yeah,
what?
I was really mentally unwell. I had a lot of daddy issues.
So I'm
Still have a
like,
lot of daddy
yeah,
issues.
so if you send me back, like if you send me into a Japanese high school setting with my mental health at 15,
I'm twerking on one of the teachers. Is what's gonna
nah, I'm
happen.
dead. I mean, that would be
Nah,
such, yeah.
I am crawling into the first professor's lap, just
Oh
like
my
spank me,
god.
daddy.
I don't think that would go over very, very well. Like, I'm sorry. I think.
Shut up, let me dream.
Oh my god.
Shut up, let
But
me dream.
yeah, okay, okay,
I'm just,
okay.
I'm trying to think about. It's like Usually Jimmy, my hero, just like knocks Setagawa over, like, hey.
But it's like, yeah,
Oh man, yeah, I would saddle up.
living your fanfic dreams with the student teacher trope.
Yeah, I would saddle up to the first adult and just like sit my ass down on him and be like,
Oh my
hello.
god. Oh my god. I love how pleased you are by this. You're just like,
I'm so pleased because that's exactly what would happen.
oh
Is
my
like
god.
I've targeted the first emotionally unavailable, possibly abusive, but very hot adult. Hello, father.
Oh god. But also like, okay, just keep it rolling. Like other worlds you could be born into. Like, yeah, you know what? I really do enjoy Shingeki no Kyojin. Would I want to live there? No!
That's an
No! I
actual
actually.
dystopia. That's an
No!
actual dystopia.
Thank you
No.
very
That
much. I would.
sounds very bad.
Oh my god!
That sounds so bad. And also the fact that like you can't guarantee that you'd be the main character of
No!
jack shit.
Listen, I would be that one person in the back getting eaten by a titan. That's it's like, and then what? You know, you get 5 minutes of screen time. Like,
I love
no.
this. I love this. You were actually a main character.
Yeah, you would have that one window, like in the back by the window
Yeah,
of the
you would be
seats.
like the one side character that is like, huh, I wonder who's necessary for the plot.
Yeah.
Everyone else is a blob, and it's like, huh, I wonder what character is going to be necessary for the plot later.
Oh my god.
I mean, oh my god, yeah, I love it. I'd love being like transported to an anime world because yeah, I'm not not that wasn't. Oh, if got it. Yeah, like I don't know. I would probably just like cozy up to the first emotionally unavailable older man, which I acknowledge isn't healthy.
I mean,
I acknowledge isn't healthy.
I know you know it's not healthy. But I mean, at the time, with a not very developed brain, you know.
I think I'd still do that honestly.
Oh,
Like I think honestly it would just get worse. It's like, ha, I'm older with larger tits now. Let's go.
you good? Okay. Oh my god.
Let me hoe myself out to fictional Ben Corolla.
Okay. Okay.
Let me slut it up with cartoons.
Oh, I want to go
But
to
yeah,
Yokosuka.
that does sound really nice.
You know.
That does sound really nice. I'm very short. I'm so short. Why did God make me short? I guess because if I was tall, I'd have too much power. If I could
Yep.
like, if I had this personality and could reach paper towels, like the world would be over for all of you.
Yeah, that's too powerful for everyone.
That's too powerful. If I was given this much personality and then like, oh my god, I could reach my own toilet paper. Nah, that's the end of the
The
world.
world. Yeah, exactly.
That's the end of humanity. I'm the dictator now. I'm the charismatic dictator now. Um. Okay, so fanfic is interesting because I think that we ignore the fan part and the fic part a lot, which is sometimes fans don't always get things right because we are usually pushing an agenda. Would you agree?
Yeah.
What is an absolute no go for you in fanfic? Like, I know it's been a while for you, but like, we talked about what is a green light. What is like a red flag for you in fan fiction?
Hmm. Oh my god, it's such a hard question because it's funny because like I said, I specifically read like these very specific things, so I feel like everything else is a no go. But again, I am one of these people who are like, I want, the ship dynamic to be like this. So, for instance, always Sasu
Mm-hmm.
Naru, never Naru Sasu. And I,
Mm-hmm.
I say that, but I do have. I mean, obviously, I have read both, and I've enjoyed both because if the story at large is good, I can
Mm-hmm.
deal with the pairing being reversed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not my preference, but it's like I don't know, like
It's
absolute
weird
no
for
go.
me because, like, as you read by all of my villain whoring in My Hero Academia, um, you're right. Like, there are some pairings that it's like, okay, I can reverse this. Like, Overhaul and Dobby, I can easily reverse that. That's fine. I can
Hmm.
see either of them bottoming to each other. But like I wouldn't want Dobby bottoming to Hawks. That seems weird to me. Like that's not allowed. Not that
Yeah.
I think it's entirely impossible, but it's like that feels wrong in a way that I don't like.
Ooh, okay.
That was my phone. Sorry. That was very unprofessional of me. Also, that was eBay. I don't know why eBay had to play me a fucking song. Anyways,
I guess it likes you. I don't know. You
I guess
deserved it.
so.
You're wearing the crown, you know?
I
It's
switched
okay.
out crowns before stream. This is the Princess Peach one.
Yeah, the tiny one.
That seller also does like horns and stuff now. It's about to be lit over here.
Oh my god.
It's about to be lit over here. Oh, deep cut for fandom. There's this webcomic series that I followed forever called Gamora, which is about like a sex club, and it's a bunch of characters that go visit said sex club done by Apollo Pop. Have loved it forever. And like one of the big things in Gamora, since it's modeled after Hell, is that to enter you get a pair of horns, and like the horns usually like represent like something about you, so everyone has their own different pair of horns. If and when I do finally fucking get a pair of 3D printed horns for this headset, I am painting them like the ones I would have on Gamora, because no one can stop me,
Because you're powerful.
because I'm very powerful.
Yeah.
uh that is a very very old yaoi deep cut that I don't think anyone reads Apollo Pop like that anymore. She kind of fell, they sort of fell off the face of the planet because they wanted to. Um,
It happens.
it does.
Yeah.
Okay, so a fanfic red flag for me. I think out of character, but without suiting like a plot
Yeah.
point.
I
Because
think.
so, like for me, I'll air something that I did. If you read my gravitation fanfic, Yuki Eri is probably very out of character. Because if he were in character, nothing would happen. He's a mentally ill man.
But
Like
yeah,
he's not
he's
a well
trying.
person. So like, yes, he's very out of character because if left to his own devices, nothing would happen. He's not a very active plot agent. He is usually the princess who needs to be rescued because he's a mentally ill man.
And just generally really, really bad at socially anything.
Yeah. And, sometimes Toma isn't there to protect him.
Oh
So,
my god. It's like every time you mention him, I have like an aneurysm.
sometimes Toma's not there to save him. So,
Yeah,
he has
because he's
to.
doing a great job. He's doing such a great job.
I think
Okay, you
he's
know
doing
what?
it.
That that's a red flag. If it has signature Toma, no, absolutely not. No, but
if you're if you're if the winner of the love story is Toma Seiguchi, red flag.
it probably does go under the whole like obviously because I care about myself, so I don't read pairings I don't like. Like
Uh huh.
so if I see so yeah, Toma mentioned warning contains Toma. No, absolutely not.
Am I gonna have
Remove
to
me
make
out
you
of
like
this.
an individual?
So
I'm gonna make you an individual sticker that says
yeah,
content
thank you.
warning Toma Seiguchi.
Ah, no,
I
no,
love that tiny man so
but I also
much.
think like for me, I mean it really does depend because
Hmm.
we talked about this, but we when we talked in the main episode and we got into the whole male preg thing, and obviously that is something that I avoid because I just
Yes.
don't. It just doesn't. And so like, but most things that have like kids. I don't
Hmm.
like it, but it depends because if you have like, and again, we're going back to gravitation, and yes, I know this child makes absolutely no sense because for a lot of reasons.
We are not talking about Riku, are we?
We are talking about Riku because he is a part of the
He's not
story.
real.
But I mean, clearly he's grown on me because I did read the Shindo Family Circumstances manga that came out. And
Yes.
I honestly, honestly love it for the family
Okay.
dynamic. But obviously, with a situation like that, like whether you enjoy the Riku plotline or not, and I mean, it's weird as hell, so I don't know. But
Yeah, I really
he,
don't like it.
yeah, but he is a character. So, like if there is something like that in canon and that child is somehow included in fanfic, I can accept it, but I just really don't like the whole. And then they had kids. I'm like, no, I don't. I
Yeah, like
no,
I'm
I'm not
for
here
as
for this.
much as I like Impreg, I don't like Kid Fix very much. I'm not super interested in like, oh, we're parents now. Also because again, I don't know if you've noticed that I have garbage taste in men. I don't want these people to be
Oh my
parents.
Dobby Hawks parenting, Dobby overhaul parenting.
Okay, but I would actually pay money to watch that.
But, and interesting. I feel like, and we keep coming back to this because I just realized, because we do keep coming back to Hero Academia. And I mean, Mirio is essentially a teen dad at this point because, he has. And so, oh my god, yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
giant kid
okay.
fic. I'm telling you, it's all a giant
I'm
kid fic.
okay with Eri-chan, I guess.
You guess?
Yeah,
You guess.
I guess.
Okay, but
What would
honestly,
their kids look like, though?
oh god.
Um,
Uh,
Ragdolls.
he wasn't. No,
No,
no.
I mean Dobby's kid.
I know, but like, go
I don't. No, I don't know. Okay, I have to let the cat out because he's losing his mind. I'm
let the
sorry.
cat out.
So professional.
I know, right? So professional. She has to go let the cat out. What would their kids look like? I can. I don't know. I don't know. I also don't know how much I can say because of spoilers. I also don't know how much I can say because of spoiler reasons. But interesting. We'll leave it at interesting. That's what the answer will be. Hello. As my host gets comfortable.
I will never be comfortable.
I was saying, I don't know what they would look like, but I also don't know how much I can say due to spoiler reasons. So we're going to leave it at interesting.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I have spoiler knowledge.
I will read the manga one day, but time.
I feel like in some ways the manga is a little bit better because it spends less time with dumb children being dumb.
But I like dumb children.
I dislike dumb children a
I mean,
lot.
unlike you, I actually like the main character, so.
I like maybe two of them. One of them is a shock to no one. Actually, both of them are probably a shock to no one. There are all of two of the main cast, and I'm like, you are satisfactory. Everyone else is sort of like,
I mean, I generally like everyone except one.
I have curiosity.
I mean, does anyone like Mineta?
Oh, I
It's like
don't even acknowledge his
I just want to
existence.
yeet that great bastard into the sun. Like,
I
yeah.
don't even acknowledge his existence at
No,
all.
no. But I do like, I like everyone else. And
That's
this is one
valid.
of those. It's one of those things where I think that if I was actually actively reading fic at this time, I would read a
Mm-hmm.
lot of different pairings and a lot of different things because I feel like it's one of these series where like this really is turning into the Hero Academia podcast. Like that's all we talk about. But like I feel like I could read, generally any pairing. And although I don't read het stuff, I also feel like there are a lot of, like I could, I can see a
I
lot
haven't
of
read
pairings.
het stuff in approximately 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, to this day, like if I touch het stuff, it still is Team Rocket. Like that is my one true het love. I don't care about anything else. But but yeah, I forget
Okay,
that het is
no.
a thing.
So I'm gonna challenge you then. This isn't the Bokuwaka podcast. Rin Matsuoka. Build a Matsuoka bowl. Who are you throwing in to go dick down that angry shark man?
But I don't want him to be dick down. I mean, I want him on top of
No,
Haru.
he's no, ew.
No,
No,
you know
no. Spray
that's how it's supposed to
bubbles.
be. That's what the series is about.
Is that pairing water X Haru? No.
Close, close enough. Like
No,
I'll.
it's not. Is that pairing water X Haru? Because that's how the series is supposed to be.
They can live happily ever after in this poly water relationship. They'll just live in a pool. I don't know.
No.
I don't.
Live in a
Yeah,
pool. Build a Matsuoka bowl.
I
Who are we
don't
throwing in?
see. No, because I only have. For me, it has to be Rinharu, and I can't see it any other way. Like,
Really?
yeah.
We can't throw in a Nitori for flavor?
But then Rin would still top.
Sure. Okay, fine. Let him top. Who are we throwing at him? What was
That
that
is so.
sound? What was.
It
Hold
was
the fuck
agony.
on!
That was my
What was
agony
that
sound.
noise?
That was. Why
What?
are you doing this to me? No, because
Because
that's
it's
what I said.
fun.
Because I. No,
Because
it
it's
has to
fun for
be.
me.
It has to be. I mean, I could, like I said, because for
Uh
me,
huh. Uh huh.
I feel like Kiss Me only exists for flavoring. So like I guess we
Okay.
could throw them together or like throw him in with anyone because I honestly feel like
Okay.
that's the reason he's there. Like I think that he goes with everyone, but I feel like that's like,
Mm-hmm.
like a slut thing and not like a married and together for life thing because it in Haru that's for life and then yeah.
It's also a thing because you don't challenge me, so I will keep challenging you.
Okay, but
Come at me.
I don't have anything though. I don't know. No one prepared me. No one told me there was going to be challenging today.
Hosts are tired.
I'm always tired. I don't
Hosts are
understand.
tired and doing their
No,
best.
I think this is being bullied on live streaming. I think it's fun. Like if you would
Oh my god.
throw
Okay,
something else
fine.
at me. Okay.
You can bully me. Try.
But I don't know. I have to think. I have to think.
Hosts trying so hard.
uh
Both hosts are trying so hard. You in the
mm.
audience also are welcome to
Oh
challenge me
yeah,
and to
throw
make
us
me think about
something.
things. Throw us stuff. Because I like fanfic, but I think the best part about fanfic and something that I do kind of miss is how social it was. That like we openly talked about this stuff and we're like, oh my god, I'm reading this. Excuse me. And like there's a part of me that like, yeah, it has kind of gone more like, underground for me just because like I'm an adult with a job and not everyone needs to know like, hey, I really like these fictional characters getting fisted. Um, but
What? What? You mean you don't like wear a tag every time you go out, every time you
I
go to work?
mean,
You're like,
I mean, I could, but I don't think it'd be very popular. Also, I keep reading about people trying to resurrect yaoi paddles, and it's like, I'm so proud of you, but also, can we not?
but also that was like I saw that there was like a big deal about that because they didn't do it. They didn't have the permission. So now there's this whole there's like this
Yeah,
whole copyright infringement thing happening.
yeah. I mean, I make them for decoration. I know. I honestly,
But I don't think
I
that's the
just
same though as like
no. It's not. It's not. But yeah, like I do love that it's like, oh, we're trying to resurrect the yaoi paddle. It's like, can we maybe not? There are some things from back then that we don't need to bring back.
I mean, that's gonna be
Uh,
great because like there are still conventions that have it in their rules. Like you're not allowed to bring yaoi paddles to the convention.
well, yeah,
So
because
good
people
luck with
got
that, I guess.
yeah, because people got ma'am,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Yeah, because
ma'am.
people's hips were crushed.
This is true. This is absolutely
Oh my
true.
god!
I'm
Like
trying
you
to
guys were
think.
wild in the back of time. I'm sorry, I'm very tired. I got distracted by
In the back of time.
in. I don't know what I'm
In
talking
the
about.
what was that sentence? What was that sentence? Hold
I was
on.
trying to say multiple things at the
I
same time
appreciate
and my
you.
brain
You
got
were
confused. Like in the ancient times, back way back when in the US convention
yes. We were
times.
crazy. We
That's what
were
I'm talking
crazy
about.
back then. Oh my god. Let's see. Fanfic that I'm working on. I hit, but with permission. That's what matters. That's what matters. Let's see. I'll have to message you later for suggestions. My sailor is deployed. Oh, yes. Absolutely. I will happily give suggestions. Also, depending on what you like reading. Which, If we're going back to red flags, I am very selective about AUs. I know we talked about this in the main show, but I think it only gets worse as the days go on. I am super, super selective about AUs
Yeah.
because I think at a certain point you miss the reason. It's like one, not every character can be a stripper. That's just physically impossible. I don't know why every character is a
Try
stripper in
me.
some AU.
Try me.
I don't think
I
that
see
every.
no problem.
I think it's physically impossible for every character to have previously been a stripper.
No. I love it. No, I mean, because clearly I'm on the complete opposite end here because I generally do prefer AU.
And that's
Um,
fine.
yeah, but
I don't think that you're incorrect.
I'm also thinking like especially because again, for me, fanfic is largely unanimous with Naruto because I mean, it was my life, and I did generally just read like like my favorite fic writers, like my favorite I had like a few writers I followed and I would just
Mm-hmm.
eat up everything they wrote and generally it would be AU and they were really good at it as well. So I think that I was definitely colored by their stories and the way that they used the characters as well. So
Mm-hmm.
but I also think I don't know. I think I do still again thinking about what I read recently, which also was an AU. Because because I was going to bed and I was scrolling Twitter and then someone had
Mm-hmm.
retweeted this Mediatama onto my timeline and I had to read it and it was wonderful. Uh,
Also, no, that reminds me. Stop putting banana fish on my TikTok.
no, I don't even have TikTok. I haven't done anything.
Yeah, stop putting banana fish on my TikTok. I didn't ask
No,
for this.
I
I don't want it. I don't want any more banana fish
see.
on
This is what I
TikTok.
should be doing. I should be getting into banana fish fanfic. That's what I should be doing. I should be reading happy
Where everything,
ending banana
where
fish.
everything is okay and nothing's
Yes,
wrong.
yes, yes. I'm just gonna go
Are you just gonna
search it.
start? Are you just gonna quit and start writing banana fish fix-it AUs?
Yes, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna stop writing original novels. I'm just gonna write happy banana fish, and the occasional Halloween special with Ash being terrified of pumpkins and needing comfort. This is what I'm gonna do with my life. Thank you for inspiring me.
Me with Hatalia.
Yeah.
Can I write really really and like historically accurate and research heavy fix about Hitalia? Can I do that? Yes, thank you. I
Knock yourself
googled
out.
ancient maps for one of my fix. It was entirely like all the spoken parts were in French.
Why?
I did math.
See, you have that level of dedication that I will never muster. This is why I do AU because I just like no, I hate research. I don't want to do
I
this.
love research. I
Uh,
love research so much. Well, because like it was a bit of a fix it for me because okay, trigger warning for extended Hitalia rambling. What?
no?
So in Hitalia, all of the characters have birthdays, and it usually responds to like an Independence Day or something like that. Canonically, France's birthday is Bastille Day, which is July 14th.
Yep.
Uh, that doesn't make any sense for a couple of reasons. One, France as a nation is much, much older than Bastille Day, which happens essentially thousands of years after he's born.
Yep.
Secondly, no one in France thinks that the storming of the Bastille was a great day. It kicked off the worst part of the French Revolution. It was a day that a lot of people died, and it began the Reign of Terror. So it's not like Independence Day over here. It's Independence Day in the sense that, like, yay, everything's about to get a lot worse, and then later on, we trade a bourbon for a Bonaparte.
Yeah.
So his birthday being Bastille Day has always been wrong for me. Always. I fucking hate it. So I read a really long fic about like that happening and it just being like, oh, his birthday happened to be that day, and then Bastille Day happened. And I started writing as if like he could go see the Bastille from wherever he was. And it's like, okay, if I'm going to write this, then that means that I have to place his home in a situation where the Bastille is in the walking distance. Because the one thing I hate about fanfic is when you place physical locations and then you say, oh, they ran there. They ran across the country of Japan.
Of course.
They started here and ended up over there. That's what happened. They're the Flash. They picked up and they got on a scooter and they fully coolied to the other part of the subcontinent.
What, you've
Is
never done that before? Like,
not
you
since
don't
high
do
school.
that regularly? No, okay.
Not since high school. So I'm like googling ancient maps. I'm like, it's like fucking Da Vinci Code. I have like old
Mm,
pieces of history up. I'm looking at like where the Bastille was in location because I planted physical landmarks. I said like past the Seine, past the cathedral, and it's like if I'm going to say this, I want this to be true. And I plotted an actual route where I placed this fictional home that did have him crossing the Seine and passing the Cathedral de Notre Dame de Paris. I did math for this, for a fan fiction that I
I would
posted on the internet for free.
listen. I do. I wouldn't do math to save my life. So all respect to you.
Like
Um,
all the dialogue is in French, translated. There are no English words of dialogue. I did this for free
why? I
because
mean, I get it. It's just French.
because
I I
the
have a
boner for
personal
France. Yes.
no offense to any French speaking listeners. I just really have a grudge against French.
Yes.
I
So
don't like it. Okay.
I grew up. My uncle is from the Ivory Coast. So I actually grew up in a bit of a French speaking household. And one thing I learned very quickly in my teen years is that you can swear around people if you swear in a different language. Uh, so I swore in French around my uncle as an adult, and he looked just like aghast. He's like, "Oh no, did you learn this from me?" It's like, "No, I learned this from porn. I learned this from pornography and cartoons. I didn't learn this from you." But he
you
was very.
watch you watch pornography in French?
If that isn't the most aesthetic thing you've heard out of my mouth.
I mean, yeah.
I'm
What?
just like,
Like
I'm just
what?
like,
Okay, so you're just like up on your high horse, like, oh, my porn is in French. Like, okay, okay.
what? What in the eyes wide open? I'm just sitting on like on like a chaise lounge, fully clothed, with an opium pipe, watching French pornography.
Oh my god.
What in the eyes wide open? But yeah, he was like, "Oh my
Oh,
god, I
that's
can't believe."
interesting.
I know I'm a very weird person. I'm a very eclectic person. I don't know if you've noticed
Yeah,
this about me.
a little bit,
Uh,
a little bit.
oh, here's one that could be fun. What is a series that you would love to see fanfic of? What is a series that like you have not like heard of anyone doing fanfic for that you would love to see fanfic
But
for?
I mean, I haven't been in the loop for so long. I have no idea what there is and isn't fanfic of. So it's
Okay, I'll
hard.
go. I
Yeah,
am
you go.
shocked that there is not I'm shocked that there isn't like more antique bakery fanfic. I am
Oh,
genuinely
shocking.
surprised by that. Like that is a genuine shocker to me. I feel like that is such a rich world that you could do so much with. And like, you know what? To go back to our previous statement, that is a world that I genuinely would be like, okay, just like appearing in. For the most part, it's just normal modern like 2000s Japan.
Yeah.
Um, so I would be totally okay with appearing in that, so long as I don't try to fuck with any of the main cast because they have a lot going on. Uh, I just get to watch attractive men and eat cake. That sounds lovely. And most of the
Yeah.
people that visit the antique seem to have like a nice, cool thing that happens to them later.
This is true. This is true. That's actually a good one. But I feel like, for me again, fanfic, I don't I mean, again, I don't really read fanfic, but anymore. But I've always been like consuming fic of, mainstream series, or not necessarily mainstream series, but non BLs. Like I very rarely I do read doujin, but like I very rarely seek out doujin or fanfic
Mm-hmm.
based on actual BL stories because I unless it's gravitation obviously. Typically I will only read like doujins if they're made by the mangaka themselves, and then I just
Mm-hmm.
read fanfic that is based on other genres.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just feel like generally pretty satisfied with the BL as it is, and I just don't. I don't know. It's weird.
That's interesting to me because I feel like that brings forward a difference that we might have that for me fundamentally, if I wrote this like really pretentious manifesto about writing a few years ago because I'm a dick at my core. uh and I always say that I write for revenge. Like, I don't rarely think that, like, well, how do I phrase this without sounding like a total narcissist? I just very rarely feel like the author is always right. And not that I always think that I can do it better, but I can at least do it differently enough that it's interesting,
Mm.
if that makes sense. Like, great but terrible example, Harry Potter. I write a lot of Harry Potter fic and I do a lot of Harry Potter roleplay. One, because that series has no author, shocking. It just
Yeah,
appeared one day in the night, collectively written by all of us, and there is
exactly.
no author at all. Uh, but because I, like a lot of people who are queer, of color, maybe neurodivergent, found themselves a lot in the series, but did not find themselves represented by the
Mm.
series.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I write about Slytherins that are trash, but are not idiots. I write about Hufflepuffs that will punch you in the fucking jaw. I write about Gryffindors that are probably really Slytherins and should not be in Gryffindor. Like, I take that series and I do more with it than, again, the collective consciousness did because Harry Potter has no author. Um, so for me, it's always kind of weird to not see a lot of fic in BL. I guess it makes sense because, at least for me and from a lot of things that I read similar to you, it's about making the series gay.
Yeah. Or expressing the gay in the way that the series
Yeah,
isn't.
or just expressing the gay that really already is in the series. Um and one thing that was a bit of a weird thing in the 2000s, you might remember this, is when people were trying to take gay series and make them straight. It's like, oh,
Blocked that out of my. Yeah.
we're gonna self insert and make Yuki Eri not as gay, and it's like, okay,
Why would you
that's
do
a
that?
right. He's already a bisexual. Like, you don't have to do that, but okay,
No.
I'm all in favor of making Suichi Shindo go away
Why are you like this? Why do you hurt me?
because because when I was younger, I was a misogynist. And when he was weak and pathetic and sad, I saw every moment that I was weak and pathetic and sad. And I thought that the only way that I could be a big, strong man was to be abusive and emotionally unavailable and a garbage human being, just like Yuki Eri, and Suichi Shindo being the antithesis of that. Reminded me of all of the sad, pathetic uke parts of me, and thus I excised him and grew to hate him.
Okay, fine. I will accept this explanation, I guess.
Thank you.
Hey.
I had to have a huge come to Jesus about why I hate female characters, and that was the reason.
But I mean, yeah, that's a completely. Oh, but actually, I do have one. Though
You
it's
bet your
like
ass we did, but we can do it again. But go ahead, you first.
yeah. I mean, this is like it's like super niche. And I don't know what the world is like right now, but there is this film, Takeshi Miike film called Yonjuroku Okunen no Koi, Big Bang Love Juvenile A, and it is gay, but there is no real like it's super artsy and it has two of my favorite actors in it, and I love it so 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 much. I watched it so many times, and I think I have several editions on DVD, and they don't have subs, and it took forever until I got to see it subbed, and then finally understood it. But I love this film so much. I do love the pairing, like the main pairing. so
Hmm.
much. But since the characters aren't really allowed to express themselves to each other in the film, although they are a couple, I would have to write those fics myself. And
Hmm.
because there was none. So we were like this teeny tiny fandom on LiveJournal. We were like four people who were just
Hmm.
like the ones making the content for this back in the day. And yeah, I always think that's interesting when it's like, because but again, like it's super niche, but it's like it's so, it was so good, and I was like, where is everything? Because it's so, yeah. I do recommend that film though. It's amazing. Why is he? Look at this. This is my life.
He's so cute, though.
No.
I love him. Okay, so have you guys mentioned the Yaoi
Why?
Paddle drama yet? Yes, we
Yeah, we did.
have. We can go over it again. Turns out, maybe these things shouldn't come back, but also buy them from Amanda if you do.
You want to beef with the
Wouldn't
copyright
be.
holders now?
Listen, I fought a woman in England who has too many guinea pigs. I'll do it. I'll fight people on the internet. I got canceled by guinea pig stands,
I
Kurla.
don't want to fight anyone who holds a yaoi paddle. Like, I value my bones. Thank you very much. Like, I don't want to fight anyone with a yaoi paddle. Thank you.
Kurla, I would never hurt you physically.
I'm not talking about you. I mean, I'm talking about
Uh,
you fighting the
didn't
yaoi paddle
invent the
people.
panel. Some con staffer did, but they never paid him. Okay, so here's where we're going to talk about something that's really, really fun. Uh, where some things don't really get invented as much as they're a collective idea. We are never accurate. We are never going to know at this stage who the actual inventor was because I promise, even if one person says it, people were doing this before them and people will continue to do this after them. It's sort of like so this is where Amanda does something bad and points to another creator's thing. I noticed this in my literature podcast that half of my commentary is you should go look at this other thing that someone else did. And it's like maybe I should stop doing that in my show. But here's where I go point at something that someone else did. Lindsay Ellis did a really, really long video about Omegaverse and lawsuits and fanfic, where there was an Omegaverse author, an American het one, who basically tried to like copyright Omegaverse. And it's like, okay, well, you can't do that. Like, you can't copyright Omegaverse because you're not the first person to invent it. And also, like, you can't copyright an idea like that. So honestly, to me, the whole copyright battle is hilarious. Again, when there are bigger issues in the fandom community, that being everything we fucking do is illegal, that being the much funnier thing to me, that literally everything we do is illegal, but sure, we're gonna fight about something that is actually a weapon and that got banned for a valid reason.
I mean, I just say don't bring them back altogether because like they're dangerous. And
Yeah, that's why like whenever I sell mine, it's like this is decor. Like you put this on the wall or something like that. Like the only one that I'm making that's con safe is made of resin. It's just plastic. Like you can't do really harm with that. Are you all right?
I'm under attack, but
I don't think that you are. I think that you're fine.
Oh, okay.
There is no war in Bossing Say. Uh, it's still banned at conventions. They're only meant to be kept at home. Absolutely. Like there are a lot of artifacts that I would love to bring back from the old Yowie days. Like I would love to bring back the citrus system.
I love the citrus system.
I love the citrus system so much. Which means also, segue, your stuff should be arriving, I'm hoping, soon. Because I
I'm
think they
so
went in the mail last week.
excited.
Yeah, I also love the citrus system. I would love for that shit to come back. There are a lot of things that I wish would come back. Yaoi paddles are not high on that list.
But like, like cultivating your feed and communities and not engaging with content you don't like.
And
Hmm.
openly praising writers and artists rather than just like, lurking.
Yeah. I don't
Tell me
get
not to
it.
spend Tell me not to spend $60 on a plushie.
You know, I can't because
You
I have
can't.
no, because I have like the worst. Yeah,
Okay, because I want him,
because $60. That's
but he's
no,
handmade.
no. I seriously can't tell you to not do that because I spent approximately the same amount on a figure this morning. So no,
Okay,
I'm not gonna spend
okay,
you.
okay. I think I'm gonna get him then.
Who is it?
I can't tell you. You're going to judge me.
How am I? Like we're not judging each other every moment of this podcast already.
It's Dobby, but as like a gross alley cat, so he's just all like patchworky and scrunkly, but as a plushie.
I'm not judging.
I really want him. I already have the pin version, and now the creator is making a plushie version. He just looks so scrunkly and wrong, and I love him.
But now you're supporting, an artist. Good for you.
I am, and a local
Good.
artist. They're actually not
Yeah.
far from where I live. I
Oh, that's
want to
nice.
see. I can drop the link in chat. I can do that.
Yay!
I can drop a link in
Let's
chat.
all have a look.
That's what I'm allowed to do in my own hacking stream.
Yeah, you can
Does
do
it
whatever
show
you
up? Oh my
want.
god,
Yeah.
it does. Yes. He's a cutie. I love him. He's so scrunkle. He's so scrunkle.
Oh
I
my
love him
god!
so. Isn't he scrunkly?
He looks so pissed off. I love it. Look at his
Right, isn't he?
eyes.
I love. He's just not
I
correct.
love it.
He's just not right. I love him so much.
You have to
He's
bring him on
just.
stream when he arrives. You have to
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
he has to
Okay.
sit there judging us.
He has to. I can. Yeah, I can set him right in here. I
Yeah.
can put him and Kamaguro in here. He looks so scrunkle. I love him so much. Okay, I'm gonna pre-order him after the stream. Uh,
Yay!
so
Peer pressure and bad influences.
I mean, it's a plushie. I've definitely spent money on worse things.
Yeah.
Like, if you've noticed that I've been fidgeting a lot during this stream, so I needed serotonin and bought 500 Yu-Gi-Oh cards on eBay. So,
Oh,
you know,
you know,
just a little something.
as one does.
I bought 500 Yu-Gi-Oh cards because I had some extra PayPal money because I sent my friend Girl Scout cookies, even though he's in Japan. So I became an illicit cookie dealer.
Oh no.
Yeah. What? Do you want Girl Scout cookies?
No, I'm fine.
Did you know that I used to be a Girl Scout?
Yes, I did know.
Still feels wrong. Still, I don't know who let me do things when I was a child. Like who let me teach Sunday school?
You
Who let
taught
me
Sunday school?
I did.
Oh dear.
I taught Catholic
Life
Sunday school.
crosses self.
I taught Catholic Sunday school.
Oh my lord.
And I taught the Holy Trinity using the Egyptian god cards from Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Sunday school.
Also, I had the most well-behaved class, and when the priest asked, Miss Amanda, why is your class so well-behaved? I looked at him and said, I rule through fear. And then I
Okay.
dressed up as Lilith for our All Souls Day party because they said we have to be a biblical character. And
I'm
Lilith is
sure
technically a
that was
biblical character.
popular.
Oh, it was great. There were a bunch of dudes not wearing clothes saying that they were Adam. It was wonderful.
Is that even allowed in like religious?
Yeah. The kids I used to babysit in high school and college would give me their Yu-Gi-Oh cards to draw them, so they'd end up having 9x2 drawings. That would be amazing. I would love that shit. I would love that shit. Uh oh, and I remember I got to do like a parade of the Passion of the Christ where it's like, Jesus is going off to get crucified. And I was like one of the women weeping. And we were just like up there judging and laughing, but like trying to look like we're crying. And like that year, Jesus was particularly hot and like he was shirtless, so we're just like, ooh, look at Jesus go. But like we're in like a motorcade.
This is okay.
This is what religion is. I know that you're a godless heathen, but this is what
This is
religion is.
why I'm a godless heathen. Like I would wait. I have to Google something because
What are
I
you
don't even.
googling?
I'm wait.
What are you
What
googling?
the hell? No, I'm just
What?
trying to because today is something. I just tried to see if it has an English name. Apparently not, because today is something we call fastelavn, which is
I
like
know what that is.
you do.
Yes.
Yeah, what is it? Tell me.
Isn't that the thing where kids dress as cats and beat each other with sticks?
No,
Oh, what's that then?
I don't know. But okay, so because I was talking to my mom about this yesterday because fastelavn is today and no one really knows what it is, and like all other traditions in Norway, it has like it has Christian roots, but no one really knows why we celebrate it. It
Oh,
has something to
it's
do with being
like
40 days before Easter or
yeah,
something.
it's Lent. Okay,
Oh yeah,
it's y'all's Mardi Gras.
yeah.
So
Except the
everyone
literally
wait,
the only thing we do is like we have something called fastelavnsris, which is
yes.
like branches with colorful feathers on them.
I was okay. So the cat in the barrel was what I was thinking about. I was right. There were cats and beating with sticks. I
The
know
beating
about
with
this.
sticks. Yeah, except obviously no one does that. And so everyone just buys the sticks with the feathers on them and put them in a
Yes.
vase, and then
Yes.
we eat buns with whipped cream
Yes.
and then talk about what the hell is this and why do we do it. Like it's
Yeah.
this.
Okay. So I know what this is from Scandinavia and the World, and that creator
Oh
did
yeah.
another series about a polyamorous bisexual assassin that I love more than anything.
That
Yes.
that says a lot.
Shut up. That character did another series, yes, about a bisexual assassin who's Danish, and I love him more than anything. And he fetishizes black women, and it is one of the greatest series that I've ever read. And I wish that they would continue it, but they're busy doing Scandinavia in the world and being pissed that Italia is more popular.
I love Scandinavia in the world though. It's
Love Scandinavia in the world.
so
Stop
awesome.
being mad that Italia is more popular. I'm sorry. That's just what happened. I'll
But
link
they're
that comic.
very different though.
They are. I'll link that webcomic because I love it so much. And I feel like it's one of those things that feels like a fever dream because no one else knows what I'm talking about. Like, it's one of those comics that I love so much. And no one else talks about it. And no one else gets it. And I'm like, this wasn't a fever dream. It might be redundant, but imagine biblical BL fanfic, unholy pleasures. There's
I
actually a lot of those.
oh yeah.
We've talked about ye old Catholic fetishism in Japan because they're still mad about Christians bringing Jesus into their world.
But like it's like that. Have you seen it's going around a lot lately on Twitter like nobody nuns in Japanese pop culture because all the
Mm-hmm.
nuns in Japanese culture are assassins, like all of
Mm-hmm.
them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I actually read many years ago. I think I've read it several times, but there is this one BL manga called Agnus Dei, which is like
Yes.
Agnus Dei, Lamb of God. So
Yes.
definitely. I can't remember a thing. I remember one very specific panel, but I can't remember the story at all. But yeah, religion is like there's a lot of biblical themed.
There's a Catholic priest side story in a baby bitch that I remember very
Yeah,
vividly.
yeah.
Why are there Nazis on the TV screen?
Because we're at war.
No, these are like actual Nazis, like the historical ones. What am I
Or
watching?
documentaries. Why are you watching
Ancient.
TV while we're streaming?
So it's on. I just don't turn it off. So when I'm finished, it's just still there, and it's on mute. Like I'm not watching it. But every once in a while, I'll like turn up and like, oh, stuff is still playing. It's Ancient Aliens.
It's what?
Ancient Aliens.
Oh.
They're
Oh,
talking about
okay.
Nazis, I guess. But I just looked up and it's like, oh, those are Nazis. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, there's one in Baby Bitch, a series that no one talks about, which I think is good because it's disturbing in a lot of ways. Um, so Corolla, are you excited to talk about next month's topic?
I mean, yes. Okay, that was not what I was going for.
Why did you sound like you were under duress in that moment?
No, because I was busy. I was googling baby bitch, and then I got like
Correct.
the search results were like, this is not what I was going for.
Uh,
Because I do remember having read it. I just can't remember when or
I
anything
read it a
about it.
while ago. I read it a while ago.
But yeah, we're
Uh,
gonna talk about Uke and Seme tropes and
we
dynamics
are.
and
We
rules and
are.
uh, hello,
Yes. Very excited.
exciting. Yeah.
Very, very excited. Um, I'm super looking forward to this. Also, if I can get ink on paper, we could have some very, very cool things on the way.
Mm.
Just a heads up. Father has been whoring
Uh,
and working very, very hard.
the best whoring. I'm so excited. Like I am.
Father watched so much History Channel when I was in middle school and high school that the H was burned to the corner of our TV
Oh,
screen. Oh
I've
shit.
heard this. I've I've
So
heard people having this
I
experience.
had that on my old phone with Pokemon Go. I played so
Yeah.
much Pokemon Go that like the home screen bar was OLED burned into my phone.
I remember just like my dad always coming in and being like, "Oh, don't," because we were playing Nintendo, and I used to pause. Wait, I used to pause the Nintendo game, and then I would watch TV, and then in the commercial breaks, I would go back to the Nintendo, and I would play for like 5 minutes during the commercial, and I would get through like one stage during a commercial break, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm really fast at playing Mario. Okay, but then
Oh,
my
look at
dad would come
you.
in, and he would be like, stop doing that because the Nintendo game is going to burn into the screen. And I was like, no, it won't. But apparently, it can.
Sansa. He has a lot to say about the topic, apparently.
He is very intrigued. He has no idea he's going to the vet to get a tooth pulled tomorrow. So he's
No.
really happy right now, but he's going to hate me.
No.
Yeah.
No. What does his meow sound like?
He doesn't meow, he screams.
Somehow that's better.
Yeah.
Somehow that's a much better solution. So yeah, I'm working on getting some stuff, and I say I always mean we. It's usually like a royal I. There are a lot of people behind the scenes, and by a lot of people behind the scenes, I mean just me and Corolla. I don't know
I
why I
mean,
said it that way,
you are the one doing most of the whoring though. Like I don't really
but
contact anyone.
you support me in my whoring. Oh,
Yeah, I
I'm sorry
do.
about the dog, but like you support me in my whorings, and you make me feel appreciated, which makes me feel very very good. Um, I had a lovely time talking about fanfic for a portion of this live.
We did talk some about fanfic.
We
A little
did, we
bit,
did, we
but
did.
no one wanted
I
to
did,
ask us questions. So like,
yeah, no one bullied me, which is shocking. Y'all need to
what?
bully me more. I'm just kidding. I'm actually very sensitive.
Are you sure? You sure
About being sensitive?
about not wanting to be bullied? Yes.
Oh, yeah, you guys can bully me about like BL stuff. I was like, wait, about being sensitive? No, that is not a lie. That is very true. I am the picture of that meme that says, I say fight me a lot for someone who cries at the smallest of things.
It's self-preservation and
It is. It is.
being a
It is. It
chihuahua.
is.
You think you're bigger than you are, and then
Yeah.
you yell
It's
a
like,
lot.
I say fight me a lot for someone who cries over like cartoon characters and stuff. But
I don't
I
trust
had
people who don't cry over cartoon characters.
I
I
cry a lot
mean,
over cartoon characters.
yeah,
And I cry over fanfic.
it's my hobby.
Go thank a fanfic writer if you haven't.
Yes.
Uh let us know if you want for me to drop my fanfic. I'll do it again. Oh, before I let all of us go, Corolla, I know that we said we're going to talk about gender and BL. I think we need to do that soon
Yeah.
because the Discord is clamoring for a conversation about gender and BL because there is apparently a pipeline from BL
We
fandom to
clearly.
I am. Yeah, there's obviously a pipeline between BL fandom and I am no longer straight slash I am no longer cis.
We are not scientists, but we're gonna look into it.
I might be a scientist.
Maybe. I
I think we're
definitely am
both.
not.
I think we're both kind of scientists. Really enjoyed Rob Richan's Fanfic Friday commentaries that he did 10 years ago. Oh, wow. Those are always fun. Oh man, should we comment? Should we do like, uh, what was that? What was that one show with where it was like all of the directors in movies where it's like, oh, Inside the Actors Studio. Can we do like Inside the Actors Studio but with fanfic?
I mean, yeah.
Yes. Okay, we might make that a Patreon thing
Maybe.
because that takes work. So that means
I
money.
mean, I don't even know what I'm agreeing to because obviously I know nothing here. Because, cultural differences and things that we probably didn't have.
You guys had to have Inside the Actors Studio.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, you have that weird holiday where cats and buns and
We have a
oh,
lot of weird, yeah.
they look really yummy.
The buns?
Yeah,
I don't know.
they look really tasty. And you can put chocolate on them.
Yeah. I like the chocolate part, but I'm not big on the whipped cream. So
What?
like
That's the
my
best part.
my mom usually will just make regular buns and then we put like icing, like royal icing on top instead because no one in
Oh.
our house really likes the whipped cream.
Also, are we not going to talk about the fact that I learned about all of these holidays from like fan fiction and dumb webcomics?
How else are you supposed to learn anything?
It's like, wait a minute. I do know this one, and it's
Yeah,
from Human. So yeah, I do know about like the cats and the whipping and the branches and
I feel like you
cakes.
knew more than I do, but I know nothing. Hello.
You have very technically not missed a lot. We are slowly winding down, just because both hosts are exhausted and the world is on fire. But that doesn't mean that we won't do this again. We'll
No.
always do this again. Don't worry.
I mean, I
Uh,
mean, yeah.
but yeah, so also that means that I get to be a bad Catholic because I usually don't celebrate Lent.
I don't
I have a
celebrate
doc.
Lent.
I have a doctor's note.
It doesn't sound, you know, it doesn't sound fun. Lent.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Jesus is dying.
If
It's
you
not supposed. It's not supposed to be fun.
No, but it's like if you ask, I don't know if this is just a thing here or if like this is a global thing, but if you ask Norwegian children
Thank you.
why we celebrate
Mm-hmm.
Easter, they will
Mm-hmm.
say because Jesus died. It is because it makes sense,
American
right?
children. American children will say because the Easter Bunny or because Jesus rose from the dead.
Yeah, no, we are a bit confused because there's the Easter bunny and then there are the chickens and then Jesus died. So clearly we are
He died on.
celebrating.
He died on Friday,
I mean, we know this part,
and then he
but
came back on Sunday.
then it's just that we think that we all grew up thinking that since we celebrate, which is also funny because again, like I said, all of the Norwegian traditions are kind of like they're half rooted in Christianity and half rooted in like Norse Viking stuff. So it's all like just a complete mess. So we don't really celebrate the birth of Christ during Christmas, but we know that it's a thing. So kids will be like, okay, so Christmas is the birth of Jesus, we celebrate, and then we celebrate the death of Jesus on Easter and we eat candy to celebrate. And it's the wildest friggin' thing.
Valid. So I went to a Catholic school for college and for junior high. I was raised Roman Catholic. I have the two sacraments under my belt. Two. I did not get confirmed,
I
even though I
was.
I was not confirmed. Um, but basically, Americans have that problem really bad too because all we know is like the pop culture version. And sometimes Catholics will get a little spicy and we'll try to be like, oh, well, we're gonna redo this thing. Like one thing that we have is we have like Christian Easter eggs, and it's like a dozen like fake eggs, and each one of them has like a Jesus-y thing inside of them. So like one of them has like fake nails. It's like, oh, these are the nails that nailed Jesus to the cross.
Why am I not surprised? After
Should
the
I say
whole, after the glow in the dark baby Jesus thing, like I don't, I don't feel like
what have you done with your bag of like 1,000 babies?
they are currently laying under the table. Um, they were quite harrowing to take out of the envelope. It was like, oh, what is this? Oh my god, it's cursed. I
I
was like,
feel
oh no!
I feel like I should send you a set of the Christian Easter eggs
I feel like I'm
because like
being converted. Like you're, this is like,
I'm
no,
sending you Christian propaganda. Okay,
you're
they're
supposed to
called
be a Fujin evangelist, not, please.
they're called resurrection eggs.
Resurrection eggs! Okay.
Okay, so there's a chalice, there's a rooster, there's a crown of thorns, there's a lance, there's a rock, there's a donkey,
What's the
there's
rock
some
for?
silver. Jesus was stoned. They threw rocks at him.
Oh, I thought it was like the boulder that was in front of them.
It might also be that. I don't fucking know. There's a rooster, there's a whip, there's prayer hands, just like a disembodied prayer hands. There's a chalice. And they all have a story. It has a storybook.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I'm gonna send you these Christian eggs.
Oh, did you get your tiny little goat?
Yes, and I love him more than anything.
Okay. You didn't light him on fire yet, did you?
Not yet. The Cadbury eggs are the best part of Easter.
We don't have the Cadbury eggs, but we have some chocolate eggs with fillings and it's
Yes.
like yes. They're the best.
Oh, I can get you a Noah's Ark balancing game where you have all of the animals and you have to put it on this precarious toy.
Stop throwing these Christian things
No,
at me. Piss.
I'm going to convert you to.
I don't think like honestly, I don't think that's going to work. I was confirmed. I know the whole Our Father, I don't yeah, that thing by heart. But yeah, no.
I did mass in
Not
Latin
too
for
keen.
many years
Why? You know,
because I
everyone
was.
just gets confirmed here because that's what we do. We turn 14 and we have the
Can you
confirmation.
mail me a? Can you mail me a confirmation certificate?
I don't have a certificate.
Okay, go find someone and get me a confirmation
There are
certificate.
certificates like we just I don't even know. Like
Go go to King go to Kinko's and get me a certificate.
we only do this because like when we're 15 we all get confirmed
Woo!
and that's when we get um we all do it because we get money because it's like a rite of passage and there's a huge party and everyone gets a bunch of money from all their relatives and then there's a party and then you typically we get the national costume like the national the bunad and everyone typically gets that for their confirmation day and it's like this garment that we wear for all special occasions like you can wear it for weddings and parties and graduations and everything and you just have it your entire life and we all get them for for our confirmations. And the only reason we do this, and you can choose not to do it in church, like you can do it otherwise, but I chose to do it in church because all my friends were doing it in church because it was closer.
Peer pressure.
But like no one was religious, but we did it anyway.
I'm trying to think of like the most out of pocket like religious thing I grew up with. I think it was rapture drills. I think it was doing procedures for what happens when the rapture happens. And it being like a regular drill that we did like as a part of school.
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
okay.
Off topic.
No,
But
like
does
that's
anyone
very
here
on topic actually.
do we ever? Would you like to talk about my Lord and Savior Yashiro for a brief moment? Uh I love twittering birds never fly.
Isn't it on Crunchyroll? No.
Sentai did it, so I think it's on High Dive. Um
Ah. Yeah.
I liked the first manga movie. I know there's supposed to be more of them because there's definitely still more manga. I am behind on the legal manga, so I have some catching up to do. This is another place where I'll say, "Give us money," and I can buy more manga.
True. True.
Give us money, and I can buy more manga. I am very behind on the English legal manga. Also, one of those series, very weirdly, that I am shocked is still ongoing. I get paid Wednesday, thinking of getting Twitting Birds. Do it. Support legal manga.
Jesus.
Support legal
Yeah.
manga when it makes sense. Like,
I got volume 6 in the mail recently, but I haven't actually read it because I am
yeah,
saving them. I am going to binge read, but it never ends. They just keep
yeah,
coming.
it's technically ongoing, so you're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah. Also, I got, I got the limited edition volume 4 of Yarichin in the mail the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and it was wonderful, and now I hate myself because I am actually reading this one, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
every time a volume ends, it's just like, okay, now what? How many years until? This is why I don't read ongoing manga. I'm just in pain.
Oh, I have manga news. I pre-ordered the Song of Yoru and Asa by Harada.
Oh, yay!
I'm really excited about that one. I like Harada.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm very excited about
also,
that one.
yes, we do. Also, can we keep talking about the fact that Nakamura Sensei out here just like continuing to catfish people?
Yeah, I did see. Yeah,
Can we just talk about Asumiko Nakamura just out here fucking catfishing people? For
yeah.
context, so Nakamura Asumiko has a series that made me like go have to be one with Jesus for a while in Jay no Subete, which is I think a masterclass in yaoi that will make you want to become more religious because you need God. Um, it's a great series, fucked up. Asumiko Nakamura, I think, has to be the greatest catfish mangaka that has ever existed because there is a two-way pipeline to finding out about her work. Either you find out about it from the fucked up stuff, like Double Mints and Jano Subete, or you find about her stuff from the light vanilla shit, like Classmates and stuff like that. And the problem is that unfortunately that pipeline will always meet. So
Yep.
either you come in on the fucked up pipeline and then you look over the fence and there's all these like just angelic boys having a great life and like being married together, or you go from this angelic Elysian field and it's just murder and racism and violence and rape.
Yeah. I think that one is so much worse because it blindsides you so
Yes.
badly.
Yes,
You're just
absolutely.
like,
Like that one, if when I say Asumika Nakamura and you're like, oh, from Classmates, don't ever
what?
read anything else. Do not explore more. When you get that notification to read more like this, do not. You stay in that
Because
bubble. You
yeah, because
don't leave.
that's the trap. Because it's like read more like this. No, because they're not like
No,
this.
they're nothing like this.
There's no.
That was a fan. Like they're nothing like this. And so I feel so bad for people who are like, oh my gosh, I loved Classmates. What else does this mangaka do? And they end up at fucking Jano Subete and like their eyes just melt out of their skulls.
Speaking of, horrific things, did you all see that Killing Stalking is getting a live action drama series? Like,
Why?
and I'm like,
But why?
I am so excited, but I am so terrified because, like, on
Yeah, I
one
don't.
hand, sure, bring it. But on the
Mm-hmm.
other hand, I'm like, how are they gonna do this? It's Korea, It's like, because I'm watching Semantic Error right now because I just binged the whole
On a
series and
scale
then
from one to killing stalking, how crazy is it? How crazy
Jane knows about
is
that.
Jay no Subete? Oh fuck!
Killing
I think
Stalking.
I think it's worse than killing stalking.
You think so?
Yeah, all of Jano Subete, I think it's worse than killing stalking.
I don't
I
know.
do. I honestly do.
But I haven't read. I don't know if I've read all of Jane Osabeta. It's been so long. I
I've
think that
read all of it.
I feel like because that's not Does that have a legal translation?
No.
No, because I feel like that was one of those things I was probably reading, and then you fall off because
Mm-hmm.
platforms die and you stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't know where I stand on
Yeah,
that.
I've
So
read
I
all of Jano
can't.
Subete. Um, I think it's worse than killing stalking.
Huh. Well,
I think if you find it and it tickles your fancy, I mean, well, I'm concerned about your fancy, but I'm worried about your fancy, to be frank.
yeah.
But yeah, it's worse than killing stalking. Like it's there are two series that have made me like sit down and pause and like walk away. The one was the murder one that made me go downstairs and pray with my family, which was in these words. The other one was Jano Subete. So if we're on literal rapist murder that made me like go downstairs and Catholic pray with my family, the only other series that holds that title is Jano Subete.
This has been a
So if
public
that tells
service
y'all,
announcement
right, if that
from
tells
the
y'all
Yaoizo.
anything,
Yeah. No.
and I think I'm a pretty good gauge of this stuff because I can take a lot. Just like Yashiro, I can take a lot of punishment. Uh, Thank you for laughing at that joke. I really appreciate it. I tried really hard for that one.
I
Uh,
applaud you. But yeah.
but
No, but
oh man,
I'm really curious cuz like I feel like I was watching cuz I'm watching Semantic Error and I just binge read the comic and they've made all these like weird changes to the drama
yes.
that I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's like why have you changed this doesn't make any sense, because sometimes when
Yeah.
you adapt to live action you have to do it because it's like okay this we're
Mm-hmm.
especially because it's like it's a short series so like the episodes are
Mm-hmm.
15 to 20 minutes. They're not really that long so they have to kind of compress it a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. Okay, so I get that you make certain changes but then it's like okay, so why did you change their Chinese class to French class and then not show them speaking the language anyway? Like, what was the point? And so they're doing all of these like change, like small weird changes, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I am enjoying the
Mm-hmm.
drama. But like, for killing stalking, like
Mm-hmm.
it's so disturbing. How are you gonna
Yeah.
put it into a drama? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
all
a
for it.
valid
Like, I'm
question.
very excited, but also, can I just point out that every single time I watch something Korean,
Mm-hmm.
there's a character named Sungwoo. Like, I feel like I'm being stalked right now. Like, why, why is there a
You are.
Sungwoo in everything I watch?
You are being stalked.
But now the
Um,
Sungwoo is finally coming. So, so it's like,
I
oh
think I think for me, nothing will ever be as bad as that one time that Korea tried to adapt Antique Bakery, but they made one of the characters female and made Ono no longer gay. And it's like, so not the point, not Antique Bakery is what we're doing. Is that what this is? Is not Antique Bakery? But yeah, I think also for me, killing stalking is going to be interesting because I can't wait for all those fake takes about people who think that they're smart and are like, oh my god, this is really like abusive, and oh, if you
no,
watch
that's
bad things on the internet, you're actually also a bad person. I can't wait for all those
yeah.
like I cannot wait for those like hour long fucking like think pieces by people who think that they're really fucking smart. Who are like, oh no, we're fetishizing negative relationships. And it's like, because you've read a book. You've read
I'm
one book
really
in your
not
entire
looking
life.
forward to the discourse on it, but
Oh my god. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it like as like an actual media critic, but like as a stuck up prick, it's very funny to me. I love those like 2 hour long videos
oh
from
god.
people who think that they're very clever. And it's like, no, we're fetishizing unhealthy relationships if you watch Killing Stucking. It's like, okay, cool. So you've never seen anything in Western media. You've
I
never watched an American television show. You've never read a comic book. You've never read any other manga. You've you've lived in this box, this what was that thought experiment about a person who like lives in a colorless world and then you introduce color? I don't remember what it is. I think it's like Mary's room or something. You've lived in a Mary's room of like no other media than killing stalking. because nothing else has predatory
That sounds
romance.
like a
Nothing else,
nightmare. It's like you have
right?
nothing,
It
but
does.
you have
It
killing,
does.
stalking.
Right. I
Like
mean that is literally a dystopia, yes. But like the voice you gave them, yes.
yeah, the
But like
voice.
it's such like, oh my god. I I'm gonna sound so gatekeepery, so please bear with me. I love that the internet has democratized and allowed everyone to have a voice. I love that. I also feel like some people don't need to talk. Like if
Yep.
I get one more like unwashed man who wants to tell me about how complex the Joker is, I would sooner fling myself into traffic. If there's one more unwashed basement incel who wants to tell me about how complex the Joker is in his mom's unpadded basement, I would much rather fling myself into traffic. If I do not need any more video essays about how problematic anime is. I need no more video essays about how bad Fujin are. I need zero video essays about one series doing one problematic as if no other series has never been problematic before, has never explored this stuff. And if one more fucking person says that you're an actual abuser for watching or reading this stuff, fuck you. No. I
I
have
will.
zero I have zero interest in watching Raw Bat Bat and Bat.
I am gonna watch it, but
I have oh, I just realized I made a very, very deep cut reference to a YouTuber I follow. So I there's he's an Australian movie critic. His name is Mr. Sunday Movies. And like one of the long running jokes on his podcast for the new Robert Pattinson Batman movie is calling him Raw Bat Bat and Bat.
oh my god.
And I realized I just said that. Like everyone understands the reference. That is the reference. No, there is nothing about him that appeals to me. Also, the best Batman movie already exists and it's animated and it's called The Return of the Joker.
I have not seen that one. No, I stand by my favorite Batman movie, Lego Batman. I love Lego
That's a good one.
Batman. Lego
That's a good
Batman
one.
is amazing.
You know
The
what?
only
I'm
Batman film I
lying.
care about.
I'm lying. The best Batman movie is the one with Val Kilmer. Any of the ones with Val Kilmer are the best Batman movies.
I have seen okay, I have seen very few Batman movies. Let me
And
tell
the
you something.
best, yes.
I I have seen The Dark Knight,
Okay.
but every
Yes.
single time I try to watch Batman Begins, I fall
Hmm.
asleep. Like I cannot watch this movie. It's like
It's a bad movie.
every time I try to watch it, I just pass out and then I wake up during the end credits. I have no idea what that film is about. And in the end, I was like, because
There's
when the
a
dark,
there's a nerve agent in your particular copy
yeah,
that just puts you
and
to sleep.
and when the Dark Knight came out and we were gonna watch it, like my friends were like, but how are you gonna watch it? You haven't even seen um you haven't really seen Batman Begins. I'm like, I don't care. I will never get through this film. Like, I will never get through this film. Just let me see the new one. And I vaguely
Hmm.
remember liking it. But again, I'm not really into Batman, so like, I will watch the new one because I just think that Robert Pattinson is hilarious. I had a lot of issues with him in the past because I hate Twilight, but then I realized no one hates Twilight as much as Robert Pattinson, and now we're all good. And I just think he's
Yeah,
hilarious.
he very much hates Twilight,
I love
which
that. Like compilations of him talking about how much he hates Twilight. Yes, it gives me life.
yeah, he absolutely hates Twilight, and I think that that's all that matters.
Also,
Terry McGinnis is the best Batman.
I used to watch the Batman from the Future animated
Batman Beyond.
series. Yeah, it was called Batman from the Future here for
I
whatever
know that
reason.
because of Mr. Sunday Movies. Apparently, that was like the European Australian one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so it's
I
Batman Beyond here in the U.S.
I did like that though. Actually,
I loved that
it was
until
actually
they
really cool.
retconned it. Then they retconned it and they made it weird.
I don't think I watched all of it. I can't even.
You're okay. You're not missing anything. We're not talking about the series, even though recently it has come to my attention that a lot of people think that Batman is very, very gay.
I mean,
I can see it.
aren't all superheroes kind of gay?
I think at least 70% of them are gay.
Yes.
There are some where it's like, you know that meme of like, oh, this guy fucks. There are some that I don't think are, but that number is very, very small. I think at least like 75% of superheroes are gay. I feel like Twilight was Robert Pattinson's "Hey, haven't we all done porn at some time?" I agree. Like that's very much it.
I
That is
love
very
that.
much it.
I love the one where he's like, where he's trying to describe Edward, and he's like, he's the kind of guy you think that he's just gonna turn into an axe murderer, and I love that one. I'm like,
I agree.
yes, I
I
agree.
feel like he's
You,
gonna turn into an axe murderer.
yeah. I mean, he's
Um,
insane.
he is. So, Corolla, where can the good people find us?
You can find us right here on YouTube, and you can
Mm-hmm.
find us on Twitter at the Yowie
Mm-hmm.
Shelf
Mm-hmm.
and Anchor FM.
Very
Is
good.
that correct?
You can
Yeah.
also give us money at patreon.com/ the Yowie Shelf. Your monetary support is not mandatory. We're not that kind of show that's like perpetually playing in the arms of the angels in the background. Like, if you don't give us money, we don't get to eat. We're not at the point where we have to cook our manga.
I would
And
never.
yeah, I would starve. I
But
would
if
sooner
you do
starve.
support us on Patreon, we can buy more manga, and then we have more things to talk about.
Absolutely. And then I get to go back to doing all the whoring that I've been doing and hopefully be able to start showing you guys some of the stuff that we do. We are not on Instagram.
No,
Should we be?
not as a pod. We could be.
We could be.
We are separate. What
Yeah,
finite?
we do
Yeah.
separately Instagram. We'll talk about being on Instagram. I
Yeah,
don't quite
that's
know
fine.
what we'd do. Corolla's better at Instagram than I am. I'm
I
just like,
could do the
here's
Instagram bit.
okay. We might be on Instagram
We'll
later.
talk about that.
Yeah. We'll
Maybe.
talk about that later. Okay. I had a great time.
Yeah.
We will see you guys in our next episode. Thank you for joining us for our monthly live stream.
Thank you
Stay
for
safe out there,
joining.
everyone. We're both
Yes.
aware that the world is kind of on fire.
Please
Uh,
remember to self care and step away from the news if you need to. Don't feel bad about
yes.
it.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
okay.
Yes, 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 yes. And, you know what? Just, yeah, don't feel bad if you need to, like, take a break from the news. That's what I'm doing right now. That's why we're here. So we certainly hope that, with that in mind, y'all will continue to take care of yourselves. We also have a Discord, which is a
Oh,
pretty chill place to hang out where we mostly talk about everything but yaoi. And we do sometimes talk about yaoi, but again, they're like chill. I don't want to say safe space, but like a chill place to hang out where, we're aware that the world is on fire, but we're trying to be chill about it. I'm avoiding being outside because it's ice. Yeah, it's still cold here in Texas as well. So stay safe out there.
stay
We
safe.
respect you guys. Bye.
Bye.